I gotta strike the iron while it's hot. Lord Jesus. All right, you know what time it is. Once again, as usual, times. What about that time? Note to self time already, motherfucking. If you don't know what now you know, bitch, straight into it. Let's do this motherfucking shit. Breaking news, nigga. Breaking news. This just in. YouTuber slash TikToker that goes by the name of Brandon Jamal. We all know him as the single mom guy. Every time there's like a TikTok video or YouTube video of a single mom talking about anything that she goes through with her baby daddy, you always hear that song in the background, making fun of and laughing at the single moms and shit. Like it's like almost like a bat signal. I found it to be, funny, hilarious, innovative. His song was really funny, and he made TikTok fame within within a couple of days, And one of the people that made his, music go viral was Fresh and Fit. They were one of the main people who fed him his views. And one of the greatest things happened, he came on the show Fresh and Fit. Now, unfortunately, he ended up getting kicked off of the show. Because maybe he might have had one too many to drink, or maybe he was just acting an ass. My thing is, I only saw snippets of it, but he was getting into an argument with the bitches on the podcast and all that shit. And then Myron was just like, calm down, you're doing too much. Like, y'all need to just chill out. I mean, we're over here trying to do a show, and you're over here, you're doing way too much. And then Brandon, he just got too big for his britches. He was talking about his accolades and all the views that I've gotten, all this shit. Look at me, I got 2 million views within a couple of weeks. Oh, I have all this merchandise. I have all of this shit. You first of all, listen, I thought my thoughts on him, I thought Brandon Jamal was okay. I liked him. He was funny. His song was really funny. He had a marketing thing going on with the diapers and shit. And now it's just like, I feel like this shit, him getting kicked off of Fresh and Fit, I feel like that ruins his brand. Like his 15 minutes of fame has just ended. And honestly, if he was smart, he could have just listened to what Myron was saying about, first of all, if you want to argue with the women on the podcast and all that shit, it's one thing. But when Myron is telling you, listen, you got to let us speak on our own show. You can't be disrespecting us. You can't be going back and forth and disrespecting the people for no reason. Like, I guess, first of all, I didn't know what these women were, what he was arguing about with this woman. I have no idea. Why he was calling them all types of bitches and hoes and all that shit, I don't know. I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm not taking his side. I'm not taking the women's side. I'm just saying I would have to see what's going on before I can be able to determine, who's in the right and who's in the wrong. My thing is, it just felt like Brandon Jamal, he was doing way too much. My thing is, arguing with the females, spitting your point across, I have no problem with it. You being insulting to them and calling them bitches, unless they've disrespected you first, there's no reason for you to do that. But arguing back and forth, I like a good roast. But however, it's just like, if Myron is telling you, listen, you need to chill out, you're doing too much. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot. Tommy Sotomayor, the king of controversy himself, was on the panel as well. So that was pretty cool, man. I've been Soto Nation for years, and ever since he left YouTube, it's been kind of lonely out in these YouTube streets. I haven't been able to find anyone to replace him yet, but still, man, it's hard out here. But anyways, Tommy Sotomayor joined on the show, and he was, sitting right next to Brandon Jamal. So you have two guys, Myron and Tommy Sotomayor. Those two guys are the reigning, defending, undisputed world heavyweight champions when it comes to going the fuck off on bitches. Now see, if those guys are telling you that you're doing too much and you need to calm the fuck down, you might want to take that advice, especially when you're on a podcast. You have all of this fame and fortune now, and now it's like, listen, right? You're acting kind of corny. And the thing is, dude, you're on a podcast of a show that one of the reasons why your song blew up like it did, and the reason why I even heard of your song, was because through Fresh and Fit, who was jamming it on their live podcast. They bigged you up. They shouted you out. Them niggas, they fed you. So it's like, why are you disrespecting a podcast of dudes who fed you? You want to argue with these bitches? Fine. Give these women a chance to speak. Let's have controlled dialogue so then we can hear what both of you guys are saying. Now, thing about it is, if these guys, if Myron is telling you, listen, just calm down, give people a chance to speak, or, stop, doing too much on the podcast, stop, give us a chance to speak. Let us moderate our own fucking show. Then you might as well, you need to listen and obey with what it is that they say, because to be honest, this show gave you your start. You disrespecting them just to go at these bitches, that's fucking up your friendship with these guys who gave you your start. And not only that, but it's fucking up your brand and the 15 minutes of fame that you have. And then the thing is, you're using your accolades and how much views you get on TikTok and on YouTube and all that shit to try to qualify to bitches who you feel like are beneath you. Women who are fucking bimbos and strippers. Women who are OnlyFans hoes and bimbos. Like, it's just not a good look for him. And him getting kicked off of that show is just like, damn, I think that might have fucked up his career. Like, people are just gonna like forget about him, because it's like, dude, you got kicked off of Fresh and Fit, the show that gave you all these views. That's the reason why your song is blowing up. You get kicked off of that show, and then you were over here being a fucking goofball with all these fucking diapers, stacking them up and putting them up to your ear and all this shit. It's like you were acting like you were like a gimmick, like this, like you was on some Kanye West shit. Like, just, it was just bad. And I was rooting for you too. But it's just like, he was just doing too fucking much. And even Tommy Sotomayor, you could look at his face. Like, he was just like, just looking up into outer space. Like, dude, I'm just so gone. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm not even looking at him. The fact that he's not even looking at him because he's just so embarrassed. He's so embarrassed. He's so ashamed to be in the same seat as him, to be sitting right next to him. I'm just so embarrassed. And I'm just trying to hold it in. I'm trying to contain and control myself from going the fuck off on him like how I really want to. But it's just like, he's not seeing, like, do you understand that this Brandon Jamal guy, which is a shame, because I was, you know, I fuck with him too, but I'm just like, God, like, you're just showing your ass. You're showing your whole ass, man. You gotta calm the fuck down, man. I feel like the only way for him to redeem himself is just to come back on the show and then just sort of like apologize and be like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, I was drinking too much. I let, you know, my emotions get the best of me and all that shit. And see, that's the thing. You're making fun of single moms, but you're acting just like the single moms you criticize, man. I don't like that shit. I think it, like, stop. What the hell was that? What was he doing? He just showed his whole ass and embarrassed himself, and I just feel so bad. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Fresh and Fit for endorsing this dude. Like, and then I feel bad for Tommy Sotomayor because he was sitting right next to that dude, and he was just like, man, dude, I ain't gonna lie, he was sort of acting sort of corny. He was acting like a cornball. Like, it was, I don't know. Like, there's some dudes that you can tell that's just like, you can tell, like, a lot of these guys, the way that they go at women, you could tell that a lot of these guys, man, either they were lame in their past, and their 15 minutes of fame is blowing up is the power that they're going to use to sort of rub in bitches' faces in a fit of anger and rage because they want to get back at the women who they felt have done them wrong. Like, for a lot of these dudes, like, it's personal. Like, you can tell. But like I said, I would have to watch the whole video, but the way it was looking, like, it was just like, listen, you got too big for your britches, man. You're over here bragging about how successful and all these accolades that you have done in your life, you know, compared to these bitches. But the thing is, compared to these men, compared to Tommy Sotomayor, compared to Myron, Fresh and Fit, and all them dudes, you have the smallest notoriety out of all of them. Tommy Sotomayor has gone viral in many occasions, has been on Fox News, has had channels where he's been taken down with millions of followers and subscribers and views. Your 15 minutes of fame doesn't hold any weight when it comes to every guy in the building. And I'm not shitting on his fame. I'm just saying, like, dude, when you come in as a newcomer with your fame, you have to at least be humble and be like, listen, man, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have to be on this show. Let me respect the people on this show. Do you understand? Kevin Samuels came on Fresh and Fit. He wasn't like, oh, look at me, I have all these fucking accolades and all this shit. Like, stop, you know? Like, his whole gimmick with the single mom shit was just to make fun of them, not to help them out or to see the error of their ways or to use shame to make them turn over a new leaf. You're trying to condescend to them and call them bitches and hoes and thoughts so then you can feel superior to these women. And then the thing is, you have two of the guys who are the most prominent when it comes to going the fuck off on bitches. They're telling you need to calm down and you're taking it too far. We need to have a balance, you know? He's over here talking about we're not here to listen to these bitches, we're here to listen to me. I mean, my thing is, Tommy Sotomayor is bigger than you, way bigger than you, light years bigger than you, but he was able to come on the show and show the guest and show the host respect. And you can't even do that. I'm just ashamed, man. He had an opportunity to show himself to an audience of people who he was, and he ended up blowing it, acting like an asshole. And now him getting kicked off of that show, now it's going to be negative fame on his part. Nobody's going to want to fuck with his music. Like, nobody's going to want to fuck with anything about him. And then the thing is, you only blew up over one fucking song. Let's be for real. Are you even a real artist? You blew up over one fucking song, which is a single mom. And then you use different variations of the same song. You have one in Spanish, you have one in trap music, you have one in R&B. It's just like, you just have the same gimmick. Like, okay, you have your fame, and that's cool. What are you gonna do to transition from that to make your fame more than what it is? That you being on Fresh and Fit could have been that next step, but you blew it, man. Damn it. And see, that's and I'm disappointed and I'm sad, because honestly, I liked him. I really wanted to like this nigga, but he just fucked it up, man. And that's just sad, bro. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. But, later on, I am going to be recording, the reaction when I watch the whole video, and I'm going to let you know what I think. But right now, you can let me know what you think in the comment section below. But until then, I'm out. You already know what it is, man. It's the underdog, motherfucking soldier. I have spoken, and I approve this message. And P.S., it was great to see Tommy Sotomayor again after all these years. Oh, man. But anyways, deuces.